Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Mrrishi and today we are going to be doing a VOD review. In today's VOD review we are going to be going against Allie, or we were against Allie in the Seppanku Dojo matches on 5/21/2022. And essentially, I should have probably said this earlier, but what VOD reviews are going to be me looking over previous matches that I've recorded and going over what I did right, what I did wrong, mostly what I did wrong, as we are trying to get better in this game. Hopefully this helps you guys out. I'm going to be shedding some light on some of my thought processes, what I was thinking during the match, why they were correct, why they were not incorrect, stuff like that. Let me know if this helps you guys. But without further ado, let's get right into things. So we're going to be starting off with pick and ban here. As Allie is running a heavy melee neutral team. Well, there's only 4 melee / neutrals. Starting off here, as you can see, I'm running my Rise team. We have triple fire, and right off the bat, I have an extremely bad misplay. Okay, and that is hitting this Mrrishi. Okay, or what? Why is that getting cut from the video? I don't know, but essentially, I banned the Mrrishi, which is probably my biggest mistake that I make in this game, because pick and ban has a very, it affects the game a lot. One ban, even though it's quote-unquote one action, can have a bigger impact on the game than possibly a single turn. Obviously, that's not always the case, but misplays in pick and ban can affect you a lot, and I think banning Mrrishi here was a big misplay. Also, warning, I did DC in this match on turn 1, but I think it was a good enough match. It had a lot of content and stuff like that. We both played very well, I think, so I decided to leave it in, or I decided to show this match anyways. Another possible misplay is me. Actually, no, I stand by my play leading Rise here. Amphitheater is very good into their team, even though I did ban the Mrrishi. Again, I don't think I needed to ban the Mrrishi, because as you can see here, if I let Amphitheater rise, Mrrishi wouldn't have been that big of a problem, right? As I do have the Rise, and Amphitheater can easily swap out. Getting -1 on Mrrishi is also pretty big, so there is that. But they lead Golzy Skunch. Pretty good lead. Golzy can't get super threatened out. Skunch is very high tempo with P-Jab plus Slingshot. And this is a scary lead for me, honestly. Especially since Rise is in this lead position. It doesn't have very much tempo turn 1. I can at least burn the Golzy, or that's what I would do if I didn't DC, just to decrease the amount of damage that I take from the uppercut at -1. Picking Tolkien here possibly was a misplay. I think I stand by my Gario play 100%, as it hits Size Munch, it hits Golzy, it hits Tolkien. Hazrat might have been a little bit better, although Hazrat does get pwned by the winds. So the thing is though, I think the best way of going about this would have been picking Gaialis plus Gario, because then I can react to if they pick Whiplump or not. If they pick no Whiplump, I always go Tolkien. If they don't pick Whiplump, then... Oh, actually, if they pick Whiplump, I guess I go Tolkien, yeah. Or if they pick Whiplump plus Size Munch like they did here, I go Tolkien. If they pick Whiplump plus Hazrat, or Whiplump plus Wolfie, I go Hazrat. That's probably my line of play, just because Hazrat is good into both Wolfie and okay into Whiplump if it doesn't have NATO up, while Tolkien's good into Size Munch and can at least burn things, along with having Mom's Lunch on this team, which is also very good. So there is that. So that is the end of pick and ban. We're gonna get right into things here, and as soon as turn 1 pops up, you will see the DC, which is unfortunate, but again, I don't think you guys will be disappointed with how this game goes. I think it's a very good game still. So we're gonna cut into the place where I swap in Tolkien. This is turn 3 now. I swapped out the Amphitheater turn 2. It got a bit cut off because I stopped recording because I was like, oh, this game's not gonna be good. But I'm like, you know what? This game might be good. So I decided to restart recording again. So we do have the perfect jab, and then we have the embers. And actually, like this, I kind of panicked on this play because there is a glitch where if you DC and you come back in the middle of a turn, sometimes they'll pick your moves for you. Okay, so I panicked on this turn. I just embers with Rise. Not a good play there. If anything, I should have swapped out into Tolkien on the Rise slot and kept in Amphitheater. Although I didn't want, yeah, no, that would have been fine because it would have burned both of them, making my Amphitheater not take as much damage, and also give me chip on either the Scunch or even a Sparks possibly. Here I swap in Gario because I do want Rise. The reason why I want to keep Rise is because of Whiplump and Tolkien. If I get a minus speed on Whiplump and Tolkien, that allows my Amphitheater, because of how fast my Amphitheater is, to, no matter what, outspeed them. So knowing that, I'm like, hey, you know, that's my game plan. That's my win con is going to be Amphitheater in this game. It hits a lot of the things on their team super effectively. And the only thing that can really hit them is, or hit my Amphitheater, is Tolkien. So if I get -1 on that, it's huge, okay? And then Whiplump will always be threatened out unless it has Synergy Gust, right? Also, when I said Amphitheater outspeeds them, I meant Amphitheater outspeeds the 3 prio with my Thunder Strike. And so here I have the perfect board for Rise. I also, sorry for clicking X so much time, bad habit, but I then swap in Rise, hoping that they stay in. They do end up staying in, allowing me to get the Demoralize buff on both of them, right? So now my Amphitheater outspeeds their 3 prio with my 2 prio. Not only that, but Rise is also an amazing sack here. I don't get Diabolos off this game, but I do get the Demoralize off. Right, this Rise essentially got as much value as it could have outside of getting Diabolos procs. Also get the Cold Geyser on the Tolkien, very good value for me. Now this I think was a good play here, bringing in Amphitheater, right? It's gonna get insanely high amount of value on this board. I believe I Sparks here. No, I Bright Beam. This I do not agree with. Actually no, I'm fine with this. This is a fine play. Because I swap in Gaialis here, that is covering for that protects me next turn. It covers for a Tolkien staying in, etc. Okay. Marvel's getting value here. Gaialis swapping in on this Golzy board is amazing. And then I believe they swap in. They keep in Tolkien. Which is good for me because that does take the Tolkien down. That's one of Gaialis' threats. Now it just has Size Munch as a threat, right? And Tolkien goes down. So I can't wait till we get the replay system in this game. That'll be so awesome, so I can press X at certain times and without having to worry about having me pressing X in this video. And I believe I Sparks here, right? Question mark. So yeah, I Sparks here. They swap in Size Munch on the Golzy slot. I think this was a misplay by me, okay? I should have always covered the, so actually if we go back a little bit, as you can see, if I Crystal Bite plus Plague the Golzy slot, they have no swap-ins, okay? 0 swap-ins. That also allows me to 2-hit KO the Size Munch. So I think it was a very big misplay by me to go for Sparks here. It was very greedy. I wasn't thinking about the long game or long term. I was only thinking about the short term. Or I was thinking about the long term, but I had a flawed thinking about the long term. I was like, oh, in the long term, the Sparks will be better, but in reality, the Sparks was not as good. The Sparks does come in play where I am able to kill a Scunch with T-Strike where I wouldn't have regularly, but I think being able to take down this Size Munch in 2 hits would have been way more pivotal, because as you'll see later, I do not take down the Size Munch with +1 Plague after a C-Bite because it is double screen, which actually really screws me over because I end up losing my Gaialis. Okay, so this turn I do keep Gaialis in. I swap in Tolkien. Oh no, I don't swap. Do I swap in Tolkien? Oh, this is what I do. I swap out Amphitheater, swapping in Tolkien, and I hook kick with Gaialis, okay? I hook kick Gaialis to cover a swap out on the Size Munch slot in case they predict me, right? right? But yeah, this was also like, again, the reason why I'm making these plays now is because of the misplay I did earlier. I'm in a bad position. I don't have any swap ins aside from Shrek, really. I couldn't stay on the board there because of Ninja Jutsu. While if I did just Plague the turn earlier, I would be able to Plague again this turn. My guy also would be alive because Ninja Jutsu or Savage Suplex into Ninja wouldn't take me out. And then I would get a helicopter kick, essentially, or a Plague plus helicopter kick, and they wouldn't be able to do anything about it, really. Then the turn after, I could, like, Amphitheater would have had so much more of a board presence if I just got rid of the Size Punch, right? It essentially would have allowed me to keep on doubling the right slot without them being able to hit back, especially with Skunch being on pretty low stamina. Another misplay that I made here is not doubling the Size Munch. I thought like, hey, he's on low stamina, I don't have to care about it. But the Skunch was already overexerted, okay? It overexerted from the Ninja Jutsu the turn previously, so it wasn't really a threat on the board. It was a threat, but I would be able to outspeed it with Fiery Soul plus Plague, or Fiery Soul plus T-Strike the turn after. So I shouldn't have worried about it. Or not T-Strike, Fiery Soul plus, Fiery Soul plus, whatchamacallit, Plague, yeah. And that should have taken it out because I was at Perform Special Attack. And they wouldn't have had Ninja Jutsu up. And then now, this was probably the biggest misplay, one of the biggest misplays I made this game. Instead of going for the Golzy this turn, I go for the Whip Lump. And that, on face value, especially if you're a new player, that might seem like that's a good play. You're getting rid of one of the Tems. But I predicted them to go for Gust here, but I'm like, I'll just T-Strike anyway, right? I'll get rid of Whip Lump. Amphitheater's my win con here. I don't expect Gario to live a double in. So I should have always gone for the Golzy, as Whip Lump doesn't do any damage to my Amphitheater. So essentially, if I had just Plagued the Golzy and then, let's say Bright Beam the turn after, because Plaguing the Bright Beam definitely would kill the Golzy at +1. If not, Plague just in itself. Essentially what I would have been able to do is I would have been able to Plague, and if that didn't kill, also I would have had enough damage, or I would have OX from the second Plague, but I would have been Plague. If that killed Golzy, then I T-Strike the turn after, killing the Skunch, okay? And then after that, I would rest a turn. Whip Lump wouldn't have been able to damage me that much, and then after that, I would have been able to kill the Whip Lump with the T-Strike, right? So yeah, pretty big misplay by me, but I was very happy with how close I brought this game, even after the DC, especially with Allie being such a good player. Yeah, but that is the end of the footage, as I do concede right after that, or well, they Oshidashi me actually, and then they win, obviously. But yeah, GG's to Allie, GG's to PDX in that Dojo War. We did end up losing that Dojo War, but, you can't win them all, right? And yeah, that's the end of the first episode of VOD Review. If you guys enjoyed at all, make sure to like, sub, and comment. Make sure to let me know what you want to see next. If you enjoyed this VOD review, this is my second time recording it, because at first I didn't have if you noticed, I did cut out a lot of the downtime in the match just to make sure that it was free flowing, stuff like that. But please let me know what you guys think about it, and make sure to sub, as I said. Also, I'll be streaming on Twitch probably when this video releases, so make sure to go follow me on there, and catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.